of a bunny. But did you know the devs intentionally put this here to scare a YouTuber?
I know when your birthday is. June 28th.
Now this would be creepy if it actually was my birthday, but it's not. It is Markiplier's birthday, and his reaction did not disappoint.
I know when your birthday is. June 28th. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm assuming that you just Googled that because that's pretty public information. You just have a nap.
And it turns out Mark doesn't have the only YouTuber Easter egg, because if you paid attention to the tapes lying around on the floor, you probably saw this.
You're sure it wasn't a person? It's no person that's 50 feet long with 1,000 legs.
Was I the only one whose mind was blown when they saw Jacksepticeye? Yeah, for whatever reason, he's a Playtime Co. employee who saw something in the factory that he shouldn't have. We'll find out exactly who this spider is later, but there's a more notable spider in Chapter 2, and that is Mommy Longlegs. Of course, she's the big bad boss of the new chapter, and with hide and seek, I know we got one of the most brutal deaths in the entire game. Well, did you know this is originally going to be even more gross? Yeah, so one of the storyboard artists revealed that Mommy Longlegs' head was going to be crushed instead of her body. And I mean, look at this. Pretty cool to see how things can change. And that brings us to a huge secret found in the files. There's an unfinished version of Poppy Playtime hidden that anyone could play. And on the surface, most of it is pretty much the same, with missing textures, broken animations. You can tell this wasn't meant to be found by players. But that's when some differences were found. And one of the coolest parts is some secret Poppy dialogue.
I know you came to find the ones who had disappeared all those years ago. But they're gone. They've been gone for a long time. Terrible things have happened. And I am the cause. Being able to exist as a doll, it has killed so many people. So much is unknown to you. Where do I even begin?
It turns out that Poppy might just be responsible for the disappearance of all the employees at Playtime Co., but for some reason, it didn't make the final version. There's a lot of theories out there as to why things are changed, but I guess we'll have to wait for Chapter 3 to learn more. One of the biggest theories that people are talking about right now is the existence of Huggy Wuggy. After we killed him in Chapter 1, it was safe to say that Huggy Wuggy's story came to an end. But when entering the waterworks in Chapter 2, you could find bits of blue fur and blood on the wall. This could be the bottom of the pit that he fell down, but if that's the case, where's the body? Well, my theory is that the same hand which took Mommy Longlegs dragged Huggy Wuggy up the wall and into that hole, never to be seen again. And if you're confused as to just what this hand is, then that brings us to Experiment 1006. Its nickname is the Prototype, and Experiment 1006 has been the secret villain of the game since Chapter 1. In the first part, you can find a tape left by the scientist who explains that the Prototype is something that broke out and began killing people. Originally, everyone thought this was Huggy Wuggy, but that idea was debunked thanks to this new secret tape from Chapter 2.
Experiment 1006, the Prototype. A close call occurred this week in which he nearly breached containment. One casualty occurred. The Prototype seems to possess an unprecedented level of intelligence beyond that of all other test subjects, as well as an alarming willingness to commit violence. Huggy Wuggy remains the optimal outcome due to his sufficient intelligence paired with maximum obedience. End of log.
As you can see from the creepy hand, it is the same thing we saw take Mommy Longlegs, and it's probably gonna be the final boss of Poppy Playtime. I mean, something intelligent enough to escape like that sounds absolutely terrifying. But a secret that tons of people missed is hiding in plain sight. During the game station section, you might have noticed that you could actually go into the trains before doing any of the mini games, except you need to do the games in order to get the code. This is where things get interesting. It turns out that if